Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back again, and I was about to say I'm going to proposition you, but then I realized we're talking about Proposition 35, and it's about human trafficking, so that's really inappropriate, and I'm sorry I was thinking about that. What this would do was it would increase prison sentences and fines for human trafficking convictions, requires convicted human traffickers to register as sex offenders, and requires registered sex offenders to disclose internet activities and identities. The fiscal impact: cost a few $1 million annually to state and local governments for addressing human trafficking offenses, potential increased annual fine revenue of a similar amount, and dedicated primarily for human trafficking victims. What's a yes vote give you? A yes vote is longer prison sentences and larger fines for committing human trafficking crimes. A no, existing criminal penalties for human trafficking would stay in effect. So, okay, straight up, we're already letting more people out of jail than we have before in ankle programs. What is the term I'm looking for when they go on?
House arrest?
House arrest, but parole, and so on and so forth. What this proposition would do was it would add higher penalty, thus more jail time, to people who committed crimes that are ultimately non-violent crimes. I know this is a hot button issue, and it is a bad thing, and we should not stop policing that at all. But the crime should not therefore go up. I don't think we need to put more people in prison necessarily for this. Yeah, well, for the sake of it, I'm going to read through my pros and cons from the voterguide.sos.ca.gov. And the pro is, yes on 35, stop human trafficking, prevent the sexual exploitation of children. Traffickers force women and children to sell their bodies on the streets and online. Prop 35 fights back with tougher sentencing, help for victims, protections for children online, and trafficking survivors. Children's and victims advocates urge yes on 35. Okay, straightforward. I don't know about the help for victims. I don't know where that comes from. Help in the sense that their trafficker goes to jail? Okay, maybe. But I didn't read that in the summary, so I'm hoping there's not some larger effect. The con, now I'm bringing the con up because it's a very interesting thing that the website likes to point out. And really open your ears and understand what this is saying. Here's the con. Proposition 35 actually threatens many innocent people. My son, who served our country in the military and now attended college, could be labeled a human trafficker and have to register as a sex offender if I support him with money I earn providing erotic services. So says Maxine Dugan. And yes, this is her name on this website in this quote. And she says, please vote no. Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility, but...
Actually, let me clarify really quickly. The proposition has very broad language when defining pimping. So, it looks like the definition explains that pimping is anybody who receives any kind of financial support or benefit from what is also a broad definition of human trafficking. They call it a human trafficking bill, but it's actually anything from consensual prostitution all the way to the more heinous crimes.
Oh, like, I mean, it... Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Like, human trafficking, always to me, has been like you abduct somebody from some country and bring them over.
This includes consensual prostitution.
Oh, wow. So... I was making fun of the con argument, but I then read the additional information here on the bottom. Maxine Dugan is actually the proprietor or something of Erotic Services Providers Legal Education and Research Project. And she has a full office in San Francisco with no on Prop 35 at gmail.com. So, I mean, she is the legal... I guess that's the... She's coming from the viewpoint of what you just said.
Right.
The consensual...
Right.
Whatever.
The language is so broad. I actually...
So this would qualify as almost like it's policing morality more than anything. Punishing.
Well,
beyond what it should.
Well, I think that the human trafficking aspect is definitely important.
Yes.
But the broad definition doesn't work.
Yeah, and I mean, it goes back to, are we going to put more people in jail for longer?
Well, I mean, we'll put people through the court system rack up all the court costs only to have those people released on parole. What's the point?
Right. Just more laws. And it's mala prohibita. It's not even a violent crime. It's a non-violent crime. So that's an easy one. No on 35, I think. Anyways, come back with 36. Take it easy.